Democrat Governor Tim Walz is crying on the brink of going to jail for fraud. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is crying on the news out of fear of getting deported due to immigration fraud. 173,000 Somalis are currently trembling about an overnight deportation where they're disappearing overnight, and Trump is celebrating. Now, I know, everyone's complaining, not enough is happening. A lot is happening, though. So we're not only here to highlight the pessimistic side of the world, like a lot of these other freak shows on the internet, we're also going to highlight the upside, which is absolute justice. And I love a little bit of justice. You know who else does? God. All right, so let's see what Donald Trump had to say about this.
Came out, think of this, $9 billion. And
Billion.
That's just the beginning.
Billion.
They stole. Think of it. In their country, they live on nothing. They have nothing.
It's a shithole.
Here, they steal $9 billion. Are we stupid? I mean, how do we allow that to happen?
Great question, Mr. President. You see, I've been saying for a very, very long time, and this is why I get canceled all the time and demonetized, and YouTube doesn't like promoting my stuff. Somalians are retarded. They're retarded. Like, no, I don't mean this as like a slur. This is a diagnosis, motherfucker. They are actually statistically retarded. The average IQ in Somalia is 67. So if this is true, by the way, you could look it all up. So how is it possible that a community with the average IQ of 67 is completely trolling and blindsiding the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, and the entire establishment there? How did they get away with so much unless they knew about it? So, you know, this is literally the two sides. Either Tim Walz knew about all this fraud and he's going to jail for a long time because they are actively looking into this. Or Tim Walz was completely and utterly fooled by a bunch of people with the IQ of 67. So realistically, wherever we go, this is just an unfathomable W. You know, a lot of people keep focusing on the right-wing infighting, and I'm working on a right-wing infighting movie for a later upload, hopefully today if I can get it out on time. But the reality is, all this right-wing infighting has nothing on the way the Democrat establishment is literally killing itself. So anyway, we're doing a bit of a deep dive today on the level of destruction you're seeing that every single influencer pundit doesn't want to talk about because everyone's too into the turf wars of Ben Shabibo versus Tucker Carlson. I don't care right now. Right now we have to talk about retards getting deported. All right, which is much more important and funny. So we'll cover that later. Don't you worry. Definitely subscribe. I cover everything on this channel, and I have zero fear. Zero fear of the retards getting upset at me. Donald Trump decided to tweet right after this, $9 billion was stolen from the state of Minnesota by illegal Somalian criminals. They must pay a big price now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is getting really good. Really good. In fact, even better than you probably think. Now, spoilers for Elon Musk calling out Gavin Newsom towards the end of this video, but you don't understand the level of victory that we're having in the actual political side of things, despite the fact that on the influencer side of things, it's a little bit of a shit-throwing context. There's a lot of poop flinging going out there, but in the real world, actual moves are being made, and we're going to cover it.
I spoke in the fall about the iceberg I saw ahead. Something's fraud that's much larger than what's been visible to the public. For the record, this is the assistant U.S. attorney that's investigating the Somalia fraud. When I said that, it wasn't hyperbole or rhetoric, it was a warning. And today I want to talk and I want to show here a sense of what that iceberg looks like. Because I think people deserve to know what that is and how big this problem is, because we can't solve the problem until we grapple with.
Nux, are you just being racist against Somalis? Yes, absolutely. They're retarded. Okay, all right. I should answer seriously, not just with hyperbole. People are going to take that out of context. All right, so here's the full context. They're retarded. They're also scamming us. They've run multiple scams, up to $9 billion in scams so far that we've discovered, potentially more that they are using to funnel and send back to their homeland of Somalia, which they are actually super loyal to. All right, they don't give a shit about America. They are just parasites on our country to suck American blood and transfer it to the Al-Shabaab terrorist organization, branch of Al-Qaeda, in Somalia. And this has been exposed as a fact. This is factually happening. Over 78 Somalians have already been arrested in this giant fraud ring. And also you have people like Ilhan Omar, Somalian congresswoman, who's now worth tens of millions of dollars for some interesting reason. No one knows how she got that rich so quickly. Over the last 3 years, she became from someone in debt to someone worth tens of millions. So that's the context. This community is a blight on America. Fuck them. Nux, that's so mean of you. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I don't believe in the, oh my god, a baby is crying, let's tear up the Constitution. I don't believe in that, actually, which is why some people like me.
The size of it.
Also why some people hate me.
So the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services pulled the claims data for these 14 programs.
Oh, we got the
dating
data?
back to 2018.
Oh, boy.
And those 14 programs in Minnesota have cost $18 billion. So
$18 billion. Oh my god, dude. And this is all because it's on the government sector. If this was on the private sector, we would have an army of people in jail already. But just by the fact that it's in the government sector, this just got let slide. Oh, we are so done, man. We are so Orange Man is gonna kill these guys. Metaphorically, obviously.
Since 2018.
It's gonna happen.
More than $3.5 billion in 2024 alone.
Whew.
So that's a sense of the magnitude of the problem.
That's
These are
crazy.
The 14
That's crazy.
Medicaid programs, which is just a
Nux, you against illegal immigration? Yeah. We gave it away. Fuck these guys. What are we doing? Like, literally, what are we doing? Like, I am an America First guy also. Believe it or not. I know this is hard to hear, but I believe that America should be taking care of Americans. We should not be importing people that literally are parasites.
Of Medicaid, these waivered services.
Nux is dehumanizing to call them parasites? Well, then they shouldn't suck my blood. If they wouldn't suck my blood, I wouldn't call them parasites. I'm a very simple guy.
That have been flagged as having issues with program integrity and fraud. Now, I'm sure everyone is wondering how much of this $18 billion was fraud.
Yeah, I want to know.
It's not the $1 million question. That's the $18 billion question.
Yeah.
The answer is far too much.
Fair enough.
And the task
Fair enough.
ahead of all of us.
Oh boy.
Is not only
heads are gonna roll. Heads are gonna, you see me rolling. Patrol. Why am I'm enjoying this immensely. This is the Hanukkah treat that I wanted so badly. So Ilhan Omar decided to go on CNN and defend her people. With the average IQ of 67. This is not racist. This is a literal fact. It's a literal fact, all right? Somalia is a shithole with inbred dumb fucks that are fucking cousins giving birth to the dumbest fucking people on the planet, with a crime rate that's through the roof, patrolled by armed terrorists that are literally tyrannical bitches killing each other. And let's not forget, rape was legal there 5 years ago. So this place is shithole of shitholes, and for some reason, leftoids thought we needed to import them and build a little community of them as a nice voter block in Minnesota because they needed some votes there in order to steal elections. You get it. That's the strategy. I say it how it is. That's why people subscribe. That's for sure. So Ilhan Omar went on CNN to defend her people.
Oh, we are
retarded. We are retarded. Oh, but that's not what she's saying.
Doctors, we are teachers, we are entrepreneurs, and we are elected representatives of our state.
Yo, I have really good news. I'm just thinking of this right now, but Somalia needs doctors, entrepreneurs, and engineers. Because that place is a literal sinking, fucking crime-ridden shithole of disease and quagmire. All right? They don't have wells in Somalia. They couldn't figure out how to make wells. Okay? All right? Like, literally the shithole of shitholes. All right? So if you guys are really mass-producing doctors and engineers, I feel like we should be sending them to Somalia ASAP. All right? So this is my claim. This is my pitch. As someone that supports the sovereignty of Somalia, we should be sending all the Somalians back. Let me know in the comment section below if you like my analysis.
And so these vile comments and this sort of creepy obsession that that he has on me and Somali Americans really is dangerous. And it's beneath.
It's dangerous. That's why if you look at the number of hate crimes that specifically Muslims have been getting in America, it's at 9% of all religious hate crimes are against Muslims. That's why Islamophobia is super important. You know what else has 9% of religious hate crimes against them? Christians. That's right. Statistically, there is an equal amount of hate crimes against Muslims and Christians. I don't hear people talking about Christophobia, where people are attacking Christians. For some reason, no one likes to talk about that. But 9% of religious attacks are against Muslims. Another 9% are against Christians. Over 70% are against Jews, by the way, in case anyone was counting. But no, obviously, it's super dangerous. That's why Somalians are literally getting hate crimed all over the place. They're not, but in her imaginary world, she likes the idea of, I guess, human shields. So she kind of wishes there were a little more hate crimes against Muslims so that she could run defense. Here's an interesting statistic, since I'm just whipping out all the numbers today because I am having way too good of a time. 89% of Somali families in the U.S. are on welfare. So out of all of the doctors, teachers, entrepreneurs, and engineers that the Somali community is churning out, 89% of them are on welfare, which is why I have to say something I've said before. Now, do I think that repealing the 19th Amendment is definitely funny? All right? Do I think it's funny? Yes. Do I think it's feasible, gonna happen within the next couple of years? No, I don't. My political stance is, will it be funny? I'm hoping we're all on the same page. All right, I'm glad we're here together. We need to literally set the system that taxpayers vote. If you're not paying taxes, you shouldn't have the right to vote. You're literally a fucking parasite. What are we doing? Why should you have the right to decide on how our country serves you by gives you more socialism? All right? Taxpayers should be voting. This is insanity. So we're loading up our country with Somalians where 89% of them are literally just drains on the financial system. Grok says it's only 81%. Great defense. Great defense. Only 81% of them. 81 is for all Somali households. 89 is for Somali families with children. So what's the problem? Says Libtord. Libtord says, what's the problem? The problem is this community fucking sucks. They suck. Not you being racist? No, I just don't want my taxpayer dollars to go to people that we're importing that can't protect themselves or fend for themselves and need my money to live. All right, you should stay in Somalia. Literally enrich Somalian culture with your doctors and entrepreneurs. So anyway, I don't think people realize how bad the fraud ring is getting because at this point, they're actually tying in the politicians.
Ilhan Omar, Tim Walz, Attorney General Keith Ellison. We see a web of connections between them and those directly involved in the fraud. For example, Ilhan Omar alleged enabling introducing the 2020 Meals Act, which was...
So she introduced the act that ended up being a multi-billion-dollar fraud scam. Wow. She probably had nothing to do with that. That's probably not why she's worth tens of millions of dollars right now. We should look into this and deport her immediately.
Ultimately subject to fraud.
Dude, this is literally on the news. This isn't like some random fucking retard YouTuber like me. All right, this is on Fox News, actual news site. Oh my, you don't understand how cooked they are, man.
A campaign victory party at the Safari restaurant. That's where one of the men who run that restaurant has associations to the convicted individuals. And then there's Tim Walz. House Oversight Investigation role.
Right, he was the one that was making sure that there was no fraud and that there was $18 billion of fraud. Interesting.
His role as governor. Or Keith Ellison, the attorney general. His job is to enforce the law in Minnesota, but instead he's getting donations after meeting with the Feeding Our Future representatives. The Feeding Our Future, the biggest known yet part of this entire fraud. Excuse me.
I can't believe the Zionists would do this.
Theft ring. Ilhan.
So true. They're literally stealing our tax dollars. Like, I'm joking around about it because justice is finally turning around. But this is absolutely frustrating as fuck. Like, if there was any other, like, if this was a white community or a Jewish community, or an Asian community, this would be literally fucking everywhere. This would be on every news channel, on left-wing and right-wing news. Meanwhile, CNN's head is in the sand. They don't even want to address it unless Ilhan Omar is directly there talking about how they're all doctors and engineers. So a lot of people are unaware, but this is pretty insane. Tim Walz is panicked now that the FBI raided a Somali health services building after billions of Medicare fraud was exposed. This is actually crazy. Like, the FBI and the feds are just showing up and raiding random health services in Minnesota. Tim Walz will never have unsoiled underwear ever again. Bro, look at this, man. They just roll in. They pull out all the boxes. Bring out the boxes, boys. We gotta catch some retards. The seriously retarded governor, Tim Walz. He's fat and gay. Gay and fat. The first ever white male DEI hire. They wanted him to be vice president of the United States. But it turns out he's fat and gay. Not easy to be a gay fat retard like Tim Walz. Yup. So yeah, so the FBI just rolls up. They I think they showed a warrant when they entered. They just packed up the fucking entire health services area and they just left. And yeah, people are literally losing their mind. And the only reason why we know about this is because of Twitter. It's thanks to Elon Musk buying Twitter. This is 1 million views, 118,000 likes. That's the only reason why people know that this stuff is happening. Meanwhile, Democrat Somali Omar Fateh, he was the one that ran for mayor, but he lost. He lost because It's pretty hilarious, actually. He lost because his opponent ended up rallying the Somalian clans against him in an ancient blood war, ancient blood feud between Somali clans, which is now deciding elections in Minnesota. Because that's, American politics hasn't been retarded enough. We needed to import ancient Somali blood feuds to make society just a little smoother. So this dude, literally, in my opinion, he should go to jail for this, for obstruction of justice. But in my opinion, one of the major failings of the Trump administration thus far is the lack of imprisoning people that are obstructing justice. I think we need to start roll out the tanks, bring out the guys with trank guns, and start fucking catching the guys that are literally protecting illegals from ICE. So.
Hello everyone, Senator Omar here. I'm in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood, and I wanted to speak to you about what we've been seeing here in the Twin Cities area, as well as throughout the state of Minnesota.
What are we seeing?
President Trump has the full force of the federal government targeting the Somali community.
Let's go!
What we've been seeing is that our neighbors have been detained. At times even American citizens.
That's a lie! That never happened!
But I want to let y'all know that it does not have to be this way, and that you do have rights.
You're right. You could self-deport. It doesn't have to be this way. You could deport yourselves.
I want to run them by you.
So far, 1.9 million illegals self-deported since Trump became president. That's right. I know. If you look at the actual deportation numbers, it doesn't show, but 1.9 million illegals self-deported since Trump became president. That's the official number according to the White House. That's pretty good. Join the tally, guys. Join the tally. Join the squad.
First, when ICE or an ICE agent comes to your door, you have the right not to open and to request information. You can ask for a judicial warrant that's signed by a judge. If they have a judicial warrant, not an administrative warrant. We saw that play out.
Yeah, that's why ICE agents are going to start camping outside of people's homes and grabbing them when they're in the public sector, which is perfectly legal, by the way. They're not allowed to enter private property. They are, however, allowed to nab you in public without a warrant. They do not need a warrant. That is literally in the Constitution.
Earlier today in the F building, in the towers behind me, in which an ICE agent came saying that they had a warrant to search the premises. We had Representative Mahmoud Noor, who did a great job.
Mahmoud, clearly a white Christian male, straight, obviously.
And
probably far right, national.
With them and saying that, well, not so fast. You need to have a judicial warrant and not an administrative warrant.
So anyway, this dude's making straight up propaganda videos while he looks like the fucking this guy. All right, so bro literally loses Minnesota mayoral race, goes back to old job. Yeah, so this guy's out here teaching his people how to literally avoid law enforcement, how to break the law and be here illegally. Now, interestingly enough, if you look at his actual page, and you'll notice he literally has a funding section over here from CARE. CARE, for those of you who are not aware, is a designated terrorist organization in Florida, as well as a couple other states, as well as a designated terrorist organization in multiple areas in the Middle East, including Saudi Arabia. This is the Muslim Brotherhood. All right, this is straight up Muslim Brotherhood funding, and that's who funds this guy. So anyway, just to make you understand who we're dealing with, 81% families in Minnesota are on welfare versus of Somali families are on welfare versus 21% of American families. Wow, it's almost like not all cultures are equal or something. Oh, but that's racist. You're not allowed to say that. All right. In order to cancel that racism, I'm going to show you a video about people discussing how a Somali raped a kid and then was released by a woke judge to rape another kid.
So now the feds are stepping in again, this time to clean up a case involving a Somali man tied to multiple kidnappings and violent sexual assaults. The Minnesota prosecutors gave a sweetheart deal to.
What?
Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Matera has all the disturbing details. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mark and Charlotte. So cops in Minnesota were telling me, Jason, you've got to dig into this one. It's ugly. They weren't kidding. A guy allegedly kidnaps and rapes numerous women over a stretch of 8 years, gets a plea deal that keeps him out of prison, and then turns around and allegedly kidnaps and rapes another woman.
This is why there aren't a lot of Muslims in the Epstein files. They don't even need the Epstein files. They don't need an island. They don't need some secret island. They just need a woke judge to keep letting them rape more children. Isn't that great? Isn't it great to live in a society with woke judges letting vagrant terrorists decide to rape your children because they're woke, and rape was legal in Somalia 5 years ago? We should appreciate all cultures equally, guys.
Just a few months after that plea deal. It all starts in...
So let me get this straight. So you have this Somali guy, rapes a bunch of kids, gets arrested, goes to the judge. The judge gives him a plea deal. He doesn't even spend 1 day in prison. They let him back out, and then he rapes more kids. Interesting. Wow, interesting. Wow.
May 2024, when the Hennepin County DA's office, it's the county Minneapolis sits in, charges Abdulmahat Mohammed.
Yeah, chat, sorry. This is Racism Hour. For those of you that are unaware, we do this every couple of days. We have Racism Hour. It's when we let all our racism out, and then we go back to the world like normal functioning citizens. But during today's Racism Hour, fuck this guy. Literally fuck this guy. Like, what are we doing?
Mohammed with 6 offenses related to a serious sexual assault. Prosecutors say Mohammed met a woman on
Mohammed, police be upon him. Can't believe
Snapchat, brought the victim.
That's a classic white supremacist name. Most white supremacists are named Mohammed these days. I don't know if you're aware. It's clearly a Zionist. Like, this is obviously a Zionist Hasidic Jew that did this.
To his apartment,
clearly,
and then raped
obviously.
her. While
Korean name. Mohammed, very popular name in Korea these days. All the Korean immigrants named Mohammed. They're out there raping people, probably.
Threatening to kill her or her sister if she didn't comply.
Wow.
But when police pulled Mohammed's DNA during the course
Is it like Islamophobic to mention that this guy's name is Mohammed? Like, I feel like that's Islamophobic. I don't know if it is though. Like, I don't know. I'm just asking questions.
the investigation, suddenly a whole lot of cold cases.
I feel like I'm being too sarcastic today. Someone's gonna murder me on Twitter. Someone's gonna fucking kill me for this.
Weren't so cold anymore.
This is a nightmare!
Authorities say his DNA matched a 2017 incident that involved a 15-year-old girl being kidnapped and raped at gunpoint. According to court documents, Mohammed offered the teen a ride, but instead of driving her to the designated location, he kidnapped her and then orchestrated a graphic assault.
It's so weird that these societies became so much less safe when we imported people that think rape is good. Damn, that's crazy.
Involving other Somali men in the car. Officials say Mohammed's DNA also tied him to another rape and kidnapping case in 2018.
No, this dude's DNA is in just a whole lot of little girls' vaginas. That's pretty crazy. Wow, that's wild. Wow. We should let him out of jail more times. Right? Can we fucking get rid of these woke judges already? Like, it's so frustrating that we need to live like this.
Involving a woman he also met on social media. So, you have multiple kidnappings and rapes on the board. What did the Hennepin County DA's office do? They gave Mohammed a sweetheart deal.
Bro.
He was allowed to plead guilty to lesser sexual assault charges for 2 victims. And in return, prosecutors promised not to pursue charges for the assault of the 3rd victim.
Two-tier society. Literally. They're literally importing the third world to rape and kill us. To rape our land, to steal our money, and to rape our children. It's absolutely diabolical that we need to live like this. And just calling this out makes you a racist. Literally just calling this out makes you labeled a racist.
Kidnapping charge was also dismissed. In the end, Mohammed walked free.
Dude, all these judges need to get cooked. I mean, they will, eventually. Probably after they die, they will be cooking for a very long time in the place that we shall not name. They'll be cooking. Oh, they will be cooking. But I want them cooked in this world. All right, I don't really care, to be honest. All right, that's for God to judge. God to judge where they get cooked later. But here, I want them cooked here too.
Without spending a single day in prison.
Serial pedophile rapist, not one day in prison. All right, and then the judges are gonna say, "I can't believe Trump isn't releasing the Epstein files." Get out of here! This is insanity.
And the result of that deal, Mark Charlotte, it is exactly what you would expect. Authorities say that just 3 months after pleading guilty to those lesser charges, now back in the street, Mohammed kidnapped another woman in September, drove her about 70 miles to a hotel, held her captive for
a week? No.
For 6 days.
Oh my God.
And then he raped her.
What a nightmare.
And even though Mohammed is now facing new state charges for this latest batch of offenses, the Justice Department isn't leaving his fate in the hands of the Hennepin County DA's office. We saw how that turned out. Federal prosecutors have stepped in and charged Mohammed with kidnapping, one involving a minor. And if he's convicted, he could be looking at life.
It's crazy. He should have had life a long time ago. Bro, in fact, he shouldn't even have been in this country. Bro, what a nightmare. What an actual nightmare. So anyway, I just wanted to show that for an anecdote at how justice has been handled in Minnesota. But the good news is, it's not going to be going on for much longer like this. First of all, mass deportations, which I think is a massive W. And there's no other way to live. America can't survive without these mass deportations. It's becoming more and more obvious. But also, Tim Walz has to show up in Congress now to testify.
As for the Minnesota fraud, Congressman Comer tells Fox that he is prepared to subpoena Governor Walz to come in and testify before the House Oversight Committee if Walz doesn't cooperate with their investigation. Brett.
So sometimes these things take time. What's the next step here?
So you heard Congressman Comer talk about wanting to get those bank records. He said specifically what he's looking for, things called suspicious activity reports. He wants to try to track what, if any, money was sent from Minnesota back to Somalia, who was sending it, who got it, how much of it was taxpayer dollars.
Brother, it's happening. It's happening. The wheels of justice turn slowly, but they turn. They turn. So, yeah. So right now, it looks like there's $18 billion of fraud.
If we lived in a sensible society, the people running that state would be removed from power permanently.
Obviously.
Over the past few
and go to jail.
Weeks, the Somali fraud story started off at around $1 billion, right? And that was bad enough.
Yeah, that's when I covered it. Look, I've been on top of the Somali story. Definitely subscribe for more updates. I love this Somali story. It's very, very nice because we all knew this was happening, but now there's proof. See, here's the thing. My racism was previously unfounded, but now it is founded in fact. Factual founded racism. My favorite. The best kind, honestly.
That quickly became billions. And then yesterday, that number skyrocketed. The U.S. attorney in Minnesota talking about a completely different scheme here, announcing state programs were targeted with fraud, and the state is absolutely swamped with these crimes, he says. The feds believe a significant amount of the $18 billion paid out by Medicaid to Minnesota programs was fraudulent. Prosecutors believe it could be as much as half of that $18 billion. So that's $9 billion more added to the already billions we've seen.
Added to the top
Added
of the
up,
shit
you're getting
cake.
close to potentially $20 billion in potential fraud. A huge sum of that, much of that stolen by Somalian refugees.
But you're not allowed to say that because that's obviously racist. Yeah, you're not allowed to say that.
Who begged for their lives.
Bro, we're not just moving the Overton window. We are nuking the Overton window.
To be allowed into your country and then thanked you by stealing
Isn't that nice?
a tremendous amount
I'm really
of...
glad we're all on the same page. Dude, people are really waking up to this en masse, which is why you're going to be sharing this video around with your friends and also subscribing in order to help this video skyrocket in views and likes. And leave a like and a positive comment. A positive comment with just some thinly veiled racism. Not too racist for like YouTube to pick it up, but just some nice thinly veiled racism. All right? It could be any race you want. Just leave it in the comment section below. That's the theme of the video. Fuck. I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to be rude here, but this is crazy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nux, you're not being racist enough, all right? You're just talking about one specific Somali fraud ring. Well, don't worry, guys. I have a new Somali fraud ring to introduce you to. This is Democrat Congresswoman from Maine, ladies and gentlemen. She goes by Hijaba the Hutt, and she has something to tell you.
Policies, how can the politics in Somalia can be, resonate what we have here in the United States, the democracy that we have.
What?
How can you help us, be a better country?
What do you mean, how could you help us? America's job is not helping you. All right, if we help you, that's very nice of us, but we don't need to do that. There is no obligation to do that. All right, you should be thanking. You should be groveling. All right?
Build back what we used to have back in long time ago. So hopefully...
Yeah, hot take, you never had it. You still live in mud huts, just like you've always lived in mud huts, because you have a population with the IQ of 67. All right, look, it's a war-torn shithole. All right, everyone's so excited. Somalia was a glorious community back in the Bronze Age. Somalia flourished. Dog, you're still in the Bronze Age. I'm not trying to be rude here, all right? I don't need to go back to the Bronze Age to see it. I can see it today, and it looked like the Bronze Age. All right, Somalia never, Somalia is living in huts now, and they lived in huts during the during ancient Rome, all right, and they lived in huts a long time before that. All right, they've been living in huts since huts were a thing.
We will be able to help our country, our former country, Somalia.
I love how she corrects herself. Our country. Oops, I mean our foreign country. Bro, Somalia first is crazy. It's crazy. She out here, the Ben Shapiro of Somalia. Oh my God. Somalian Maine State Representative Deka Halak. I prefer Hijaba the Hutt, for those of you that want to pronounce it correctly. But dude, get them out! Let them go! Bro, we literally imported pirates into our country! We imported pirate culture in here, man. What are we crazy? Yes. Are we suicidal? Yes. So this here is a nice Somalian woman screaming about you know, generic, lovely things. Now, this is to everyone that believes that diversity is our strength. Yeah. Don't you want her as a neighbor? Man, I wish I could have her as a neighbor. Man, I would love to be trying to drive my car down the snow and then be surrounded by these people. Fuck ICE! No, actually, ICE is part of the United States. It's very important. We need it. We need it. You can leave. You should go. Fuck ICE! Yeah. Fuck Donald Trump! Isn't it amazing? We import people and then they just hate our president. Isn't that crazy? Like the democratically elected president, we import people that are literally trying to insurrect against our president that was democratically elected by the people. Now, the thing is, she comes from a shithole tyrant-style regime. So, I mean, obviously she doesn't understand this whole democracy thing, probably.
Don't show them anything!
Get the fuck out of here. More whistles.
You need to leave. You're not welcome. Get the fuck out of here.
What's that mean, you're not welcome? Not welcome? It's a public road. It's a public street. Not welcome. Excuse me. Excuse you.
I thought everyone was welcome. I thought everyone was welcome.
Diversity is our strength, except you have to leave. I'm really glad we're learning.
I thought everyone...
This is us! We are citizens! We are here!
Why are you here?
Hell yeah, dude. Bring this into more cities. Yup.
Where are you from? Where are you from? That's what happens when you let the third world in.
What do you mean? What do you mean? This is just classic Americans. When I look at these people,
spitting it off.
When I see this, I think America. Don't you? Don't you think America when you see this? I'm sure there were a couple of these in the Revolutionary War.
Spitting at officers, blocking traffic.
And again, let me make this clear. I am not against immigration when the immigrants assimilate. I'm not. And they're a positive on the country. I am against immigration when the immigrants don't assimilate and are a net negative on the country. Have I made myself clear?
Bitch ass nigga. Shit, I just get him out of here.
The realest motherfucker of all time. But yeah, anyway, so this is just a 5-minute compilation of that shit, essentially. So, anywho. So, Donald Trump decided to select the new governor of Minnesota. Because Tim Walz is obviously not winning again. Bro's cooked. His political career is over. And honestly, he might be in jail. So definitely in the world of politics, he's done. So Donald Trump endorsed the next person that he wants to take over.
You know who's running for governor? Mike Lindell. Do we like Mike Lindell?
Mike Lindell, ladies and gentlemen. So, check this out. Tim Walz decided to tweet this. Meet Donald Trump's pick for governor of Minnesota. And then he has a little highlight reel for how this Mike guy is actually kind of gay and pathetic.
Do people know you as the Mike Pillow guy, blah, blah, blah.
Uniparty, the deep state globalists, and the media tried to completely bury the truth about the 2020 election.
Fact check. True. They literally stole Georgia. This was proven last week. So no, he was right about that one.
You didn't do an audit to match them up, though.
Were audited against the machine
No, they weren't.
count.
No, they weren't.
In these counties,
No,
they
they
were,
weren't.
Mike.
No, they weren't. Who told you that?
The county officials
Oh,
who
did they tell
it.
you that? Well, they're going to have some answering to do.
No matter who says there was no widespread fraud in the election, whether it's local election officials, secretaries of state, judges, or even Donald Trump's own attorney general, Mike Lindell's conclusion is the same. They are all wrong.
No, they're not lumpy.
All right, so in conclusion, either he is correct, because there was some fraud. I don't know if it was enough fraud to actually turn the election, but there was definitely some fraud. So either he is correct, all right, that's one option. The other option is he's just a regular-ass guy with an opinion. All right, these are the two options. It's actually pretty simple. Either he's a regular-ass guy with an opinion, that's a wrong one, or he is correct about his opinion. Those are the only two options. I'm not exactly seeing, like, the issue here. So yeah, a real American, someone who has respect and credibility and says what he believes. As opposed to a guy that literally oversaw $18 billion of Somalian fraud. Yeah, we'll pick that guy any day of the week. Hope Walz, that's the daughter of Tim Walz. Hope Walz questioned Trump's order on transgender athletes in women's sports. How dare Trump want to ban transgenders from women's sports? We hate women. Obviously, the left actually hates women more than the right these days. People on the right, people on the right don't want women to have the right to vote. All right, people People on the left want women to abort their children, chop their penises off the men to turn them into children, and then turn them into women, and throw those people into women's sports and women's bathrooms to abuse more women. So personally, I'll take the radical right over the radical left any day on this one. But anyway, so this is Tim Walz crying about being called retarded by Donald Trump.
True. This creates danger.
It's dangerous that he was called retarded by Donald Trump. Donald Trump called him, quote, the seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz. Greatest line ever written in the history of Twitter.
And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So you mean you got to call Trump Hitler for 4 years and now someone called you retarded and you're having a mental breakdown? You're crying on stage like a little bitch? Bro, I think you're retarded.
In front of people. This is shameful.
And
I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful.
Bro, these people will literally, laugh that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, literally laugh that Donald Trump is dying one day. This is what Tim Walz said. Laugh that people are firebombing Teslas and throwing bricks at police officers and shooting at ICE agents and endorse violence in all those areas. They'll call Trump and every person that voted for Trump Nazis and fascists and Hitlerites and all that shit. But someone called him retarded, and he literally is waiting for every single Republican to come out and condemn it. Well, I, for one, endorsed calling Tim Walz a retard. Signed, me.
He should not say it. So, look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts. They turn to violence. So
this dude literally endorses violence against ICE agents and stuff like that, and Teslas and all that shit. He literally endorses that. He literally constantly talks about how he wants to bully Donald Trump and stuff like that, and punch him in the face, and punch a Nazi, and Trump's a Nazi, and his supporters are Nazis, and punch Nazis. Bro, he doesn't call you a Nazi because he thinks you're a Nazi. He calls you a Nazi because he wants to justify your murder, in my opinion. So yeah, anyway, he's retarded.
Deeply concerned.
Deeply concerned that I was called a retard. Anyway, you're retarded. So, anywho. Bro, this dude has been having a generational meltdown. It's pretty insane. Like, this dude literally just blathering and crying in public.
Look, who's ever in charge, and I said, unlike
You're in charge.
The president, I'm the governor now. Whether these programs happened before we got here or afterwards.
They didn't. They happened after you got there.
It doesn't matter. We're here now.
All right. You were here and you were there when it happened.
Now, we're the ones fixing it.
You're not fixing it. You're literally there overseeing it while it's happening.
My guarantee on this is that I certainly will have this thing fixed. And
now that it's become a public issue and retards like me on YouTube are talking about it, now you're getting it fixed. But while it was going on and $18 billion disappeared, then you didn't want it fixed. But now you want it fixed.
See that we're on the front end of it. That's how this works. And so would I have wanted to stop this? Would I have gone out? You know, if you think the governor goes out and checks somebody on Medicaid and that they were there? No, but that's...
Oh, so you just didn't know that this was going on? You were literally just completely outsmarted and fooled by a population of people with the IQ of 67? All right.
Somebody in government needed to do that, and if they didn't do that, or if there were loopholes in this, and what we found is these are poorly written, and it left openings, and the goal was to get the money out. We'll fix that, but yeah.
Except you didn't fix it. Except that's the difference. You didn't fix any of that.
I'll take accountability for it, but
but you didn't take any accountability for it.
Seeing here is you're seeing a weaponization. We'll continue to fix it.
Oh, it's Trump is weaponizing the government against an $18 billion scam, literally that happened under your nose, whether you knew about it or not. Get out of here with this victim shit. I can't stand the leftoids. They're pathetic. They're like, look at this manlet. Look at this absolute manlet cuck. It's crazy. It's unreal. By the way, a lot of Minnesota lawmakers have been talking about how they've allegedly been getting threatened by Tim Walz. And I believe them. I personally believe them. Melissa Hortman was murdered. She was a Democratic lawmaker in Minnesota. She was murdered by a guy who was an appointee of Tim Walz in the past. Now, I'm not saying Tim Walz had anything to do with that, but I am saying that she was the one Democratic lawmaker that voted against giving free shit to illegal aliens, and then she found herself assassinated by a guy that was appointed by Tim Walz. Now, everyone's trying to pin that on right-wing violence. That's fucking retarded. I don't know if Tim Walz was involved in that, but I will be very happy when this guy's behind bars. Because my personal gut feeling is that he wasn't not behind it. That's my personal gut feeling. So anyway, Tim Walz got called out on a generational run by everyone's favorite bald Jew, Stephen Miller. All right, so Stephen Miller went on Fox News, not CNN, because he's been banned from CNN because apparently he's too based. This is true, by the way. CNN officially banned Stephen Miller from coming on to CNN because he's too scary. So anyway, so now they bring him on Fox News instead, and he's just even more unleashed than usual.
First of all, regarding the situation in Minnesota, and by the way, not just Minnesota,
We have Somali refugees that were dumped here by Democrats in Ohio and Massachusetts. Let me just say, we should not be shocked when you import a population whose primary occupation is pirate.
I love how honest he is. I love how honest he is, man. Let me get this straight. We imported people who are known as pirates.
That they are going to come here and steal everything we have. Somalia has this giant coastline, and the only industry they have created after hundreds of years is piracy.
Yeah.
Stealing with anyone going through.
Oh my God, he's being racist. We should ban him from CNN. He's a Nazi. He's a fascist. Gavin Newsom, by the way, called him a Nazi. Gavin Newsom, governor of California, called this guy a Nazi. He's just completely right. He's just completely right.
Who has actually built something has made. So yes, the pirates have stolen all of our money, and they have to go home, Jesse. That's the situation we're in right now.
Okay, well, Tampon says you guys are after him, and it's mean and it's unfair, Miller.
So he's presided over, this corrupt, incompetent loser has presided over the largest theft of American taxpayer dollars in history. It's never been equaled before. The amount of money that's been stolen is larger than the entire GDP of Somalia.
That's a crazy metric. That's a crazy stat. Bro, that's a wild juxtaposition. Yo, when you just put that next to each other. That's insane. Oh my God.
In other words, the Somalians they brought here have thefted more than all the Somalians in Somalia have ever created for themselves in all the time that has existed up until now.
We literally imported pirates. They're stealing our booty, and they've stolen more booty than the entire country that they came from ever made. Bro, this is diabolical.
So there needs to be a lot of people going to jail. And I can promise you that
lots of people going to jail. That's what I like to hear. I want to see it. There's a lot of talk, not a lot of jail. Let's go.
Department of Justice is launching an investigation that is commensurate in force and in purpose with the scope, scale, size, and magnitude of this controversy.
Okay, so they just doubled their GDP thanks to Tampon. Way to go. So the commie boot camp. Sometimes we laugh at this. We see him doing sit-ups. Is that a concern to you, Mr. Miller?
Well,
yeah. Anyway, I don't care about communist boot camp. Honestly, I'm just covering the Somalia retards right now. Speaking of Somalia retards, this is a crazy vote that's coming in. It's gonna happen. This is inevitably gonna happen. Republican weighs pushing a vote to expel Representative Congresswoman Ilhan Omar from Congress. Florida Representative Randy Fine, bro, this guy's been cooking. It's insane. Told Axios that he is actively considering a privileged resolution to expel Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar, which would need a 2/3 House majority to pass. The push to follow Fine's criticism of Omar's statements as anti-Semitic. What? And her counterclaims labeling his genocidal rhetoric. All right. This is just classic Jew versus Muslim turf war. That's what we got here. Except the Jew is an American that's honestly acting like an American, and the Muslim is literally here to pillage our land. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty great. I love that. Unproven allegations of immigration fraud and Minnesota welfare schemes. Unproven, sure. Omar denies all ties and calls scrutiny racist. Looking into me as racist. Bro, they gotta get her out. They gotta remove her. But this is crazy. I'm excited. I am excited. Hell yeah, dude. Let's do it. Now, I wanted to wrap up this video with some interesting speculation. Do you really think Minnesota... So right now, this Minnesota $18 billion fraud scandal is the biggest example of fraud in the history of the United States of America that was exposed. This is a fact. This is the biggest fraud ring for taxpayer money ever in America that's ever been exposed so far. But this is also basically the only state that's been looked into this deeply right now. What's California hiding? Because California is the actual cesspool, all right? So this is, as you can see, Gavin Newsom walking among the shit. The fraud in California is probably also insane. Gavin Newsom spent $24 billion to end homelessness, just on homelessness. Forget all the vaccines and food for starving people and welfare and all that, all right? just on homelessness. They spent $24 billion, and homelessness actually increased by 35,000 people. So they spent $24 billion to end homelessness, and homelessness increased. It's not that they didn't put a dent in it. There's literally more homeless people than before. Where did the $24 billion go? Now, in my opinion, and Elon Musk co-signs this, he agrees with this, I think that the biggest fraud in all of America is happening in California. And the crazy thing is, I think that we're actually going to start looking into all these states and see exactly what all these states are doing and how all these foreigners from all these different areas that are able to get away with so much stuff because they're not technically citizens are probably committing unbelievable fraud. I think California is going to get exposed big time. And the crazy thing is, the Democrats want Gavin Newsom to run for president in 2028. They are going to fucking lampoon this fucking fraud. So anyway, that's today's Racism Hour. Thanks for being here. Racism's 45 minutes today. I'll have to make up for the fact that it was only 45 minutes of racism with another extra additional racism episode this week. Definitely subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. But for now, get them out. Let them go. Get them out. Get them out. Shake in your boots. Quiver. Get your butt quivering because Tim Walz, your butt's going to need to be real flexible for where you're going. Bye.